Hello everybody, I've got a 2v2 on Repository against some new accounts, Master of Micro and Sultan of Micro. Not too sure what a Sultan is, but whatever it is, it certainly isn't a Sultan, which is some sort of ruler in Arabic language or something. So that leads me to believe that Blue is Arabian, and that means that he's going to be building Gosshogs this game, and Gremlins, because since me and Mitch are double cutter, we're going to be pretty much stuck into our vehicle spam, you know, tanks, Wolverines, and all that stuff, all that good stuff. So as you can see, I am making a few Warthogs, just 3. I'm going to go see if I can maybe do any harassing. Probably not, though, because I'm only building 3, not 4. And it's not on purpose that I only built 3. It was a mistake. So, whatever. You can still use 3 Warthogs to clear out the Sentinels in the middle or by the Rebel bases so that you can clear them out and get the money. And it's going to be pretty unfortunate for me because I'm not going to be able to get a base for a pretty long time this game. And so it's going to be up to S-Pro Mitch to perfect his cutter build order and see us to the victory, or at least help me clear out a base once I get Gunner. But the first thing we're going to do is go see if we can camp this Brute Chieftain's lift and prevent him from teleporting any of those annoying goddamn Brute squads in. So there's still some piles to pick up though, we still got time, so we're not going straight over there. My reactor's up, gonna get Gunner. Not gonna queue up any heavy supply pads yet, just in case I need to Mecha Blast. I'm a cutter player who really enjoys Mac blasting, but you gotta be careful with it, because if you Mac blast and mess up with it and don't do anything useful with it, then yeah, you've pretty much screwed yourself for the rest of the game. And all of your teammates are gonna make fun of you, so don't mess up with your Mac blast and whatnot. Got my 3 Warthogs, gonna go see what's going on here at this expansion. Gunner research, let's go! Come on, man, go! Yeah, as you can see, it's just a little your typical Anders base, 3 supply pads on it. So I'm gonna chill here for a bit and maybe kill 1 supply pad before I leave, or at least get him to bring his Warthogs back so that they don't assist in the brute rush on wherever they're going with their brutes. Looks like there's purple scout at Mitch's base, so that's probably where they're going to be attacking. And Blue is going to be bringing back his Warthogs any moment now. He is the Sultan of Micro, after all. A sodium-based leader. I don't know. Sultan, come on, you really... What an epic failure. But speaking of epic failures, I'm going to lose all 3 of my Warthogs here, and since this guy is the Sultan of Micro, I'm not going to be able to kill any of his Warthogs, and he's going to get away with it. So, not very good there. That's pretty, you know, it's really not good, but it's not so bad that we've lost the game. It's just really bad that I'm not going to have any scout units to, well, scout them or pick up resources from any bases we clear, or, you know, stuff like that. But I'm just going to get my vehicle depot up and wait for them to come and attack us, which they're already attacking Mitch. He's got the Brute Chieftain on his base. He's not going to be able to get that vehicle depot up, but he does have the other base, so he can try and put it up on that. Gonna get my first tank going, and yeah, looks like these brutes are going to take out his depot before he gets anything done with it. But S-Pro Mitch is not forgetting that he has his Jeep ready to ram these brute squads. It does do a pretty substantial amount of damage. Now here's a pro tip for anyone using Warthogs. If you're gonna try and keep a depot down, move your Warthogs around, or else something like that might happen. And you will lose 3 Warthogs, and he would have been able to keep my depot down if he would have just kept his units moving around, but apparently the Sultan of Micro is just not that good at microing, and it slipped his mind. Maybe if he was a Sultan, an actual leadership icon, but no. He is just a verb for applying salt to your food. can't get over the fact that he spelled it with an A and an I. What an idiot. Oh my god. Anyways, you know, I can talk all the smack I want about these people because they won't tell me who they are. They won't tell anyone who they are. And so as long as I don't know who they are, I can talk all the smack I want. Because, you know, I normally don't like to put people down based on, well, anything really. I just try to be a nice person, you know, because, I don't know, that's just how I am. But, you know, I'm not always nice. I also know how to be pretty mean to people. But I'm a man of extremes. I can be extremely nice and extremely mean at the same time. But, my tank did get stunned there by a gremlin, and then the Inheritance Chieftain began working on it, and I really don't want to lose this tank because he's really keeping these Warthogs off of our bases, because Mitch has a tank too, and as long as we've got 2 tanks, we can fight off Grenadier Hogs pretty easily. Because as you can see, they're coming in here now, and here's my other tank here, so that they can't really get into this base without getting shot at. And before they get Gauss, all they really do against tanks is take a lot of damage and die. They will eventually whittle down unupgraded tanks, but, oh geez, and I just got gremlinized there, but I did manage to get another tank out of my vehicle depot. He's really not going to be able to bring this down, try as he might. He only has 1 gremlin, and, you know, 1 gremlin can only stop 1 tank before it needs to recharge and get out of there. Also, gremlins are very fragile, so if he loses that, he's just going to have to wait until he gets another one. Also, the master of micro here is not microing very well and loses his Brute Chieftain. Perhaps he just wanted to save his UNSC some money by not having to heal him, but really,
Good job with your one.
I don't know, just seems unnecessary to me to lose your leader like that. Especially when the UNSC can heal him for a measly 350. And there's definitely plenty of supplies on this map to be paying for that. I mean, since this guy's got a bunch of Grenadier Hogs, I'm sure he's cleared out the middle, maybe even cleared out a Sentinel base and picked up the resources from that. And if he hasn't, he probably is now, because they aren't at our base. So they are either clearing out the middle for money or clearing out a base for more Gauss spam. So right now me and Mitch are moving up on this purple base because we know he doesn't have a shield and we want to keep his summits down, because when you're playing as double cutter, your worst enemy is double summit. S-Pro double summit will rape double cutter, especially on this map. You can always make the Wolverines, but fact of the matter is Wolverines can't keep up with Banshees boosting all over the place, so it's just a real pain in the ass to have to deal with. So we're going to take this summit down and see if we can't take down a blessed supply pad or 2 also. You see he's got a haul up, and it's kind of leading me to believe that he's either living off state or someone who plays with living off state, but after, you know, that's what we thought at first, but then we looked at their profiles and saw that they're both from Canada, so I mean, I really don't know who they could be. Whoever they are, they're doing some real old school builds here with the Gauss Gremlin spam and the Hall after Summit Hall build. That's pretty old school. I mean, nobody's done that for a pretty long time. Not many people build Hunters in general now because too many people know about the canister shell glitch, but you know, my tanks aren't even upgraded and I don't have another base, so you know, I'm probably not going to get canister shell for a long time because I'm not going to waste the money upgrading my reactors when canister shell at this point, it's really not that necessary yet, because we're not getting raped by Gauss, we're not getting, that Hunter guy doesn't have Spirit Bond or anything, so it's not super important to get canister shell right now. What is important is that I keep my tank production up so that we have units to defend our bases, because it's happened to me, you know, countless times. I've thought that canister shell was more important than keeping unit production up, and I upgrade a reactor and start getting canister shell on my VD without upgrading enough supply pads, and then I'll be getting canister shell, and then all the Gauss will show up to my base and take out my VD before I get canny. So it's just really important to keep up the tank numbers right now until I get a new base, and then I can get canister shell safely while still building tanks from a second VD. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, here's some more Gosshogs coming up to get killed by our tanks. There are a few gremlins in the back, but really he just lost like three Gosshogs there. Yeah. Just lost 3 Gosshogs, and our tanks are going to get away. And S-Pro Mitch is going to heal them for me, since I don't really have a very good economy right now. I'm just barely able to keep up my tank spam, and that's all we need. So, thanks Mitch for the heal. And I could upgrade that supply pad right there. As you can see, I was heavily debating it, but I really wanted another base, and Mitch was going to go clear me out that base right now, and I want to keep building tanks, so I opted not to upgrade it yet, because I don't need that extra money quite yet. I'll upgrade it later and put up a turret, because those Goss are going to show up at my base any moment trying to keep my VD down, and I will have that extra turret there to help. Awesome. I've got 5 tanks now, so feeling alright, not feeling like we're losing this game yet. Doing alright. I mean, for double cutter, not too shabby. It's my favorite combo to run in 2v2 now. Unfortunately, combos like Cutter RB or RB Forge will still... Those are actually RB Anders. That's the hardest combo for double cutter to overcome. So whenever we see that, it's just like crap, you know. We just lost, basically. It can be complete randoms, and double cutter overcoming RB Anders is just really challenging, because you'll have the gremlins stunning your tanks and then the Arbiter raging them down. It sucks. It's not fun at all. But I was trying to bring my tanks through here where we kind of knew the units still were. I don't know why I tried to drive right through them, but Mitch did take the professional route up top because we didn't want to get all of our units stuck together. So he is going to make it over to Purple's base unhindered and do some work on it. I do finally have my expansion up, so I'm going to put up a supply pad and start trying to get the proper economy to do some canny booming. I'm going to build an extra Jeep out of this base so I can pick up all those supplies there, because there is quite a bit there. I want to do some work with it, or pick up some money with it. Blues brought back his units to try and hold off the tanks. I guess he thought he was going to hold them off with Gosshogs and a few gremlins, which I guess in the end he does. But Purple is moving up on my main base with all of his hunters and his chieftain. So that's not very good, because we don't have any units back there to defend it with, and it looks like I may lose all of my tanks up here trying to kill all of Blue's units and kill all of Purple's buildings. I want to focus down these gremlins as much as I can, because they take a long time to build, and every gremlin he builds is one less Gosshog, which I suppose Gosshogs aren't so threatening, so I would want him to build more of those. But I'm upgrading my base, going to put a turret on there just for extra defense if their Gosshogs happen to drive past it. And I'm going to go make sure that they aren't expanding there on the base that they were camping by earlier. S-Pro Mitch was going to try and take that temple down. Unfortunately, just a little short on the damage, but that's okay. I mean, he would have just rebuilt the temple anyway. And yeah, looks like Purple's still doing work on my base, but Mitch is building a few flamer squads, because he still had, I guess he's got a barracks up. And yeah, flamers do pretty good work on hunters, especially non-spirit bond hunters when there's tanks in the mix, so he's going to be able to fight this off with some difficulty, of course, because I'm not up there helping him since I don't have any units. But I am finally going to get Tech 3, oh my god, almost 15 minutes into the game. And here we go, Tech 3, it's about damn time. And that'll pretty much be what tips the game in our favor. So, finish this off here. As you can see, there's warthogs and gremlins approaching from the behind, and Mitch is getting sandwiched in my base, but he's got enough tanks, and they are canny, so he's able to, you know, tank through all of this Goss damage, and there's only one gremlin, so he can only stun one tank at a time, so Mitch is going to clean that all up. And I'm putting up my second vehicle depot, and I'm going to start getting canister shell at last. Of course, I probably could have queued up my reactor a little sooner on my expansion base, but I kind of thought I was going to lose my main. I thought my base was going to die, so I held off for a little bit to try and get some supplies going, just in case I did lose my base. But Mitch is doing a pretty good job here. All that's left is a gremlin and some Gauss hogs, so he's not really going to be able to do much. My base is at half health, but if he just tries to focus fire my main base, Mitch's tanks are just going to rip all of his Gauss hogs apart. So it's if I were him, I would just pull back, salvage what I can, and try to look for whatever base I expanded to, because if this guy really is a sultan of micro and knows what he's doing, then he can see on my vehicle depot that I'm upgrading my tanks. So that would mean that I have an expansion somewhere. So he's probably going to go start looking for that anytime now. But I gotta heal my base just because, you know, don't want to pull a living off state and leave my base at half health for half the game and then lose the game later. And I'm going to build an extra warthog any day now to pick up these supplies here in front of my base. There we go. It is 150 for the warthog, but there's definitely more than 150 resources there to pick up, so it's worth it to make that. I did have the tank there watching to make sure they didn't take that base, but trying to move it up, it did get caught by those gremlins, and now it is dead. But I do have canister shell now, and this game is about to get crazy. Well, more rather, the game is just about to start ending. Their assault with the Gauss and gremlins and hunters has failed, and now they are the ones on the defense from Mitch's tanks. Of course, Mitch really needs to be careful not to lose any tanks to gremlins, and he's kind of pushing up there, but he probably shouldn't be. But he's not going to be too stupid and lose all of his tanks. He's going to pull back with what he's got still. Pretty much just trying to halt any advance, keep them on their toes, make them feel like they can't move up, or else his tanks will move up. And he's doing a good job of that. So I'm just starting to get my tank numbers back up again. So as soon as I get enough, then we're going to push on Purple's base. It looks like Mitch is actually going around the long way, though, to begin the assault on Blue's bases, because he hasn't upgraded them yet, so Mitch's tanks will be able to take them out pretty easily as soon as he begins his assault. But he wants to go the path that we haven't taken yet, basically, because it looks like they've got the right side by Purple's base pretty well fortified, and they're just waiting for us to move up. They're going to stun all of our tanks, kill all of our tanks, and then they're going to move up on us. So that's probably what their plan is. Mitch is, of course, going to heal his tanks first while I bring my numbers up. And then we see this, a Blue Hornet. Wow. I mean, basically these guys are doing both of Living Off State's build orders. Blue went Gauss and Gremlin spam into unupgraded Hornets, which Livin was famous for back in the day. That's what he did when he was in the I Am clan, and he pretty much carried his team to victory every single game with that build order, because nobody really knew how to stop it yet. And the Covenant player going Hunters. Unfortunately for the Hunter player, I have canister shell now, so I can canister glitch all of these Hunters, at least until I lose my first tank and my canister shell doesn't do enough damage to kill the Hunter squads anymore. So pretty unfortunate, but I did get to kill a lot of Hunters before my first tank died. And now these Gauss hogs are here, and they're going to be followed up shortly by the gremlins. So all of my tanks are stuck here, and they just got cryo-bombed, so that really sucks. They're probably all going to die, as well as my base. But as you can see on the mini-map, S-Pro Mitch is making the counterattack on Blue's bases. And since he has a bunch of canny tanks, he's got a lot more DPS than these Gauss hogs, Hornets, and gremlins, and Hunters and whatnot. They are going to kill my expansion base, but Mitch is going to be able to take out both of Blue's main bases. Well, I guess when you're playing as Anders, you don't really have a main base. They're all just Gauss production bases in the end. But then again, he's going Hornets now, so him losing his main base pretty much means he can't build any more Hornets. And Blue's using what's left of his army to do as much as he can, because he's not going to be able to reinforce his army anymore. Mitch is moving up on his expansion base over there, and I'm going to move over to that rebel base on the bottom north side and take that, since this base is going to fall, unfortunately. Anyways, I saw a lot of people asking on one of Mitch's videos, the dual comm I did with him. A lot of people wanted to know how to do the canister shell glitch, and I'll make a little video showing how to do that. I know Mitch has covered it before, because that's where I learned how to do it. But anyways, I guess I'll do one since enough people asked, and I'll just make it like a quick thing showing how to do little glitches like that, vortex glitch, canister glitch, but not the Arby glitch, because apparently my Xbox won't allow it to happen or something. But whatever, I'm going to lose this base here, but not before I sell, just in case this game does last a little bit longer and I need all of this money to keep myself in the game, because this base isn't quite up yet. It's still very possible that I could lose it. I'm going to put up a third tech so I can start building some Cobras, I guess. I don't know why I went reactive first on that Expo, but it really doesn't matter at this point, because we've killed both of Blue's bases. The only bases he could possibly have would be on the south side there, and there's no way they are very upgraded. So once we get done mowing through Purple's base, which still doesn't have a shield, then we're just going to move down there. There are now Hornets and Gosshogs at my main base now, but by the time they do any real damage there, we're going to be done with Purple's base and moving on to whatever Blue has next. But I'm going to take this base here now too, just in case I lose my main. I will still have two bases.
I don't know who else does it.
But any moment now, the resignation will take place. No Spirit Bond is not very good. If you're going to go Hunters, get Spirit Bond, I guess. Or, you know what, just don't go Hunters. If that guy would have gone double Summit, it would have been really hard for us to keep our bases up. And
Who are you?
Who are you? I still don't know who these new accounts are, so if anybody knows, please be sure to tell me. But my guess is going to be Wasted Pepsi and The Show Is Here. Simply based on their build orders, and I used to play with them, and that's how they played.